Yo, I hope everyone's well and had a great weekend. It's Monday, the 31st of March, meaning what? That means NFP this Friday. So you should try and be done trading by Wednesday AM session. Thursday is pretty much a no go for trading, like the manipulation, the high resistance liquidity runs would just make trading really hard. Friday, if you did want to trade, it should be 30 minutes after the release of NFP. Um, so I'm going to run through euro dollar, pound, and the dollar index, and to see if there was, or like how we just saw the draw liquidity, if there was any setups, etc. like that. Let me know in the comments if you guys see any other trades, or if you guys took a trade or anything like that, or if I missed something. But this is the way I'm looking at the market, and hopefully you guys can see like a different way of viewing the market. It may help you. It may not help you, or it may help you, but. Jumping straight into it, I've marked out the midnight opening price, the high, the low, and the first minute fair value gap. So it started consolidating here. It ran up higher to the what? -1 standard deviation, 1.5. Okay. So look at these highs here. This is from the Asia session. So this is something that we could target, right? So price runs into -1 standard deviation, drops lower, back into what? The midnight opening range here. Runs lower, takes out sell side here. Okay, so it's taking out sell side. Nearly to the -1 standard deviation here. And then trades back to the -1 standard deviation, trades up higher, shows support for the first percent fair value gap. It then runs through, taking out this buy side here, but leaving this buy side intact. So this here is a trap right now. So it's pulled lower. Seller's going to be trying to sell short here. You're going to think potentially this is a market. This is buy side taken here. Pulled up into maybe people trying to sell from this SIBI here or whatever. It's actually showing support from this the midnight opening range high. Look at that fair value up there. Okay, what's the time here? 3 o'clock. That's a macro for what? Run on liquidity. So it runs for what? This buy side here, back into the -2.5. Let me see if it hits the 3. I don't think it does. Nearly hits the 3 standard deviation here, but it just about misses. That could be the high of the day printed. Okay, so sell side is still here, and looks to the left. Sell side and sell side. So this could potentially be targets. Okay, so what does price do after it runs this buy side? It then runs back into the midnight opening range. Look at this fair value gap here, showing what? Resistance. Look at the fair value gap and the midnight opening price. This is just showing that the market wants to go lower. Starts trading lower, and then what does it do? It doesn't take out this low here. Similar to this one here, where price leaves this high intact. This is another trap for buyers to think this is support. So what does it do? Runs back up into the -1 and -1.5 standard deviations. Drops lower here, fair value gap. Then what does it do? Runs this sell side, runs that sell side, but again, look at this. Leaves this one intact here. This here is way too clean for the market to leave this alone. So what does the market do? Runs back up, taking out minor buy side here, back into the -1, the -1.5. Okay, so it then drops down lower. People are going to be buying all of this here. Okay, so again, what can you do? This is the buy side of the curve. This is the drawn liquidity here. You can then start trying to find inversion fair value gaps. Look at this one here. Okay, so this is a BISI here. Price pulls lower, closes above, closes below it. What does it do here? At the time, 7.55 is a macro. It has a fair value gap here, inside the inversion fair value gap, and it's the -1.5 standard deviation. That there could be an entry right there to then drop lower. bang, takes that sell side here. Or you can see this act as an inversion. Acts as inversion, pulls lower, fair value gap here, taps one more time to drop lower. So that's, oh, I don't know what I did there. That's a couple of entries, potentially. Okay. So that's using the midnight opening range. Let's jump into a different chart. And if you didn't want to use the midnight opening range, we can use the hourly time frame. Or you can use different time frames, but this is, I'm just showing you guys different concepts or different ideas to try and find the drawn liquidity. So using the hourly, we've had what? Buy side here taken, here. Again, buy side of the curve, sell side of the curve. This is like the key, the most key thing ever. This is a BISI here. Okay. BISI here, so we've traded above, respected it, taken out buy side. What does it do there? Closes below on that candle there, retests as resistance. And now, what are we aiming for? Sell side here. The midpoint here. And this low, or the high of this fair value gap here. And then obviously the midpoint, the low, sell side. So after this candle here is tapped into that, and closed it below. So it's closed below, tapped into it, rejected it. That's an inversion. We can see then to start targeting this white line here. So what time was that? That was 7 o'clock. So basically 8 o'clock at the closure, which is here. 8 o'clock at the closure. Okay. Is there any setups that we can? Sorry, hopefully we're back. For some reason it literally lagged and just all the price action just came. I just printed off again. So I think I was trying to find an entry. So after we've seen that closure here, then now we have the bias for short. Okay. So what I was saying is you can just see a run on buy side, and then get in on the breaker. Okay. So what's this here? That's a high, that's a low, high, high. Lower low, this is a breaker right here. Fair value gap, fair value gap. Does price want to run into this? Look at that there. Oh, it just misses that one there, but it gets into this fair value gap here. Taps into what? The breaker to the T. So that could be your entry right here. Stops just above this high. Where are you targeting? We're targeting this low here. And then obviously the next target will be this here. Let's see what price does here. Runs down here, taking out target, stops move to break even. Let's see what price does after that. Oh, then runs lower. Does end up actually tapping into that fair value gap here. So that could be another entry. So how did I get that again? Well, there's a high, there's a low, high, high. So that's a run and buy side here. Lower, low, breaker, fair value gap, tapping onto the breaker, and then run on liquidity there. What time was that? 8:05 macro. Again, time and price. So there's a few setups that I've showed you already. Looking at pound. So where are we here? We've had run on sell side here, so this is going to be an opposite trade. So run on sell side there. We then had what? This is an order block here. This here, this SIBI. I want to see act as a what? Inversion fair value gap. Which it does here, closes above, retests there. At 650, which is a macro. Where's the buy side here? Look at these equal highs. Equal highs there. Then I would like to see that act as what? An inversion fair value gap. Okay, so let's go down to here. We've seen this closure here. We've seen it retest. Okay, so we're looking for longs. Buy side here, this is the first target. Our final target is obviously up here. Okay, is there a fair value gap? Fair value gap there, boom. Entry here. Let me get rid of the midpoint. I'm hoping it's the recording is still running. So where you're gonna put your target, your stop, sorry. You can put it below this low here, or you can put it below this low here, or you can put it below the midpoint of this fair value gap here. Does it tap into it? Taps into it there. Okay. Straight away, once you tapped into it, look at the wicks. Not even getting near the midpoint. What's the time? 6:58. A macro again. Trust me, time and price. Soon as you're in the trade, you pretty much in like the first 5 minutes should start seeing like the price running on your side. And if it does, then you know you're on the right side of the market, and you know that the algorithm's kicking in. This is the first target here. Okay, smashes the first target. Second target could be this high here. Okay, then I want to see this act as an inversion fair value gap. Okay, so our stops move to break even. If this acts as an inversion and starts trading higher, then I would love to see, I'll be like confident for it to see this here. Okay, so price just looks like it trades there. It trades below. What does it do now? Look at the midpoint here. There's a fair value gap there, and now it's treating as what? Resistance. Once you see that candle there, then you should actually cut the trade, because price could then start looking to trade lower, which it does there. You've been taken out. So that was a nice move to that high here, to this buy side, and that's Sibby here. It just couldn't make support to run for this buy side here. And then let's take a look at the DXY. So the dollar index. So mark out the weekly opening gap. So the 31st is here. Okay. And if we was looking for longs for GU, then we should be looking for shorts for dollar, right? Well, this is a similar time that we was looking for longs on dollar, for pound, sorry. Look what dollar did. It ran, take out what? Buy side here. Took out buy side, back into the weekly opening gap from last week. It then rejected this Sibby and order block. Boom. Look at that candle there, 650. What does it want to do? Well, it starts trading lower. Aim for this low. I would like to see this weekly opening gap that does what? Resistance. It doesn't there. And then it starts trading up higher, which is a similar time as that inversion fair value gap didn't act as support for pound. Hopefully that made sense for you guys. You can then, if you wanted to, use the hourly time frame for dollar. And then look at this. So Sibby here. You want to see this act as an inversion. You want to see this one act as an inversion. Okay, so again, sell side of the curve, buy side of the curve, he wants to target this. Then you want to start seeing these act as true support and resistance. Look at the 5 minute time frame. Look at this here, look at the midpoints. This is, actually no, that's not, I thought that was going to be the one on cable. Trades lower. Look at the bodies here, supporting the low. It then trades above, finds support with the weekly opening gap, and then what does it do? It wants to run. Is there any buy side or inefficiencies? Look at that little one there. Look at that, taps into there. From that little inefficiency there, price taps into that there, and pulls lower. So if you found support there, then you can look for a short on euro or pound at about 9.25. Is there a short on euro? Let's take a look. Hopefully this video is making sense for you guys as well. So 9.25, is there a short? Well, let's go on to the 1 minute time frame. 9.25. There's a high, there's a low, higher high. lower low, fair value gap there, fair value gap there, because this is what, a breaker there. I mean, there's another breaker as well. Let me just remove this. There's a high, low, high, high, lower, low, breaker, fair value gap here at the 925 candle where you saw dollar wanted to go long. So this is the moment where euro wants to go short, and what does it do? Go short there. So because you have the bias, bullish bias for dollar, then you can look for shorts on euro. Hope that made sense for you guys. Leave a like, subscribe. I know this is a little bit of another different video, but I was just trying to show you different types of ICT concepts, and hopefully potentially one of them clicks better than the other, and I'm sure you guys can find multiple more entries than I found, and I'm sure I've missed loads as well, because I'm not the best, I'm not a master, you know. But leave a like, subscribe, comment if you missed or if you found a trade that I missed, and I will speak to you guys probably tomorrow. Be safe and have a great week.